my god. Okay.
Oh.
We need to play this game.
Yeah, it's time to play. It's time to play D&D.
Cool, buddy. Okay. Well, last time you all faced off, well, Thyra faced off against a large icy serpent who was speaking strange premonitions, warnings towards her, challenging her, essentially, while simultaneously turning 3 of her friends against her, as 3 of you turned into icy golems in order to assist this creature in testing her. And after a brief combat and lots of damage done by Thyra, the serpent conceded. Relaxing and speaking to you at face level. Asking why you run from yourself and what you plan to be. Before departing, allowing the rest of you to continue your pretty calm journey down the archipelago towards where you presume to be the Wayfinders. As you all on this ship approach this beautiful island, the water around it, this very vibrant cerulean, while the flora within with emeralds and chartreuse and vibrant colors of different flowers blooming along the bushes and the trees. You see beyond the trees some sort of loose tents, flowing fabrics, and soft plumes of gentle smoke, and a nice scent emanating from it all, very floral and herbal. But on the beach, waiting for your approach, is a very small tortoise. A boy standing, looking out at you as the ship slowly draws up to shore, anchoring about 50 feet out from the shore itself. Brandy waves over the ship, beckoning you all towards the shore. Well, looks like that's it for you. Unless you wanted us to stick around.
I mean, if you've got more important things to do, I think we might be here for a while.
Not much. We're going back down to Mythera soon. But we can take a day or two to relax.
Right place for it.
None of our cargo is going to spoil in the meantime, so...
Then by all means, join us.
Yeah?
Alright. Lower the boats. And the rest of the crew goes over to the 2 small boats on the side of the ship and begin lowering them into the water. Again, allowing everyone to pile in. And begin ferrying you all to the beach. And you see this small turtle boy just waiting patiently. A small cape over his back of a patchwork of different fabrics. As you all reach the shore.
Just waiting for Matt to unmute.
No.
He would. Cool.
We've been waiting for you guys. You must be the Outlander, yeah? Looking towards you, Ashe.
That is correct. Yes.
Well, the rest of the tribe is all set up for you. And the rest of you.
Did we happen to make it in time?
Yeah.
Good. Right then. We will gather ourselves and find our way in shortly.
All right. Path is just down that waypoint, towards your right, down the beach. I'll wait until you guys are done. They asked me to escort you back.
I'll lean into Ashe. What are we in time for exactly?
Oh, a sort of morning routine. It's called the Finder's Call. It's sort of a daily communion. You'll sort of get to see all of the typical goings on of the Wayfinders. I was hoping we'd make it in time. It's surprisingly unique compared to typical urban life.
I'm all for it.
Well, come on then.
Right. Follow me. And he leads you guys down the beach towards this little break in the foliage. You see a nice soft winding dirt path deeper into the tiny jungle on this island. And you walk further in, that kind of calming herbal scent filling your senses more as you approach these small little patches and outcroppings of small, simple wooden huts, many of which are filled with different types of herbs and artisanal things, lots of foliage. Again, all covered in these sorts of multicolored, vibrant tapestries, sort of livening up the whole earthy space with these very vibrant images of distant lands and what kind of seem to be like visions that have been recreated into these. But most of the huts seem empty at the moment. The most you see are little woodland critters, tiny monkeys stretching across the canopy above, little lightning bugs that seem to flutter in the darkest spaces of the forest. But this boy leads you further in to a larger clearing, where here you see what seems to be the whole community of all sorts of different races of people, mostly turtles, these large shelled turtle creatures that many of you have never seen before. But then smattered in are humans, halflings, a few firbolgs, just all gathered around, sipping some tea. All circled around this very, very clear pool of water. The canopy overhead is totally cleared out, showing the sky above, but it seems to just be a small morning gathering. People making light conversation. But the figure that stands out the most in this space is a very, very, very old turtle. Representing or sort of emanating a ancient Galapagos tortoise. Gray, scaly skin, super saggy, thick arms and legs, sunken, tired, but kind eyes, carrying or holding this walking stick in their lap as they sit and drink some tea. And just kind of looks up at the rest of you entering this space and gives a gentle nod to you, Ashe, as not to disturb the peace of the communion here. Sort of beckons you all to grab some tea and relax for a moment before anything else transpires.
As the tradition goes, feel free to interface with anybody. Conversation is free-flowing. But I'm sure Gornand will set aside some time to address us specifically.
All right. I'll try to settle in.
Some tea?
Yeah, what was the point of coming here?
We're soon to find out. And
What?
Ashe will sort of take a seat by the pool, sort of resting on his knees, and will grab a vacant clay cup and pour himself a bit and just kind of absentmindedly sip away, staring at the pool.
And the tea that's brewed here, it's not the average, like, yellow or brown tea, or even green tea. It is this vibrant, almost like cherry blossom pink color. Very, very floral smelling. Super, super relaxing and naturally sweet. It's very delightful. It's very smooth. And just overall brings a sense of natural calm to whomever partakes.
I'll walk over to Theo, already sipping some tea. Have you read anything about this place?
All right.
Make a history check.
I mean, your studies were
18?
something very far away, but apparently you studied this
18.
place too.
It is within the region that Kieran, or the Draginia, kind of resides over and protects. Not many people have visited here personally, but you have heard of this place. Sort of like a druid grove, as there aren't many in sort of mainland Draginia, at least from what you understand. The focus there is more on the arcane and studied magics rather than harnessing energy and nature. So it's sort of a safe haven of sorts. But you know them to not be very hostile. Any experiences that you have heard of have been positive. Just sort of a nice naturey place for spiritual guidance if needed.
It's kind of the place people go when they don't really know where to go next.
Seems like Ashe led us to the right place then.
I think we should have gone to Freya, but here's nice too.
It's a little warmer down here.
Never gonna let it go.
No, surely not. No. She will die on this hill.
What is it that draws you to Freya so
I think
desperately?
my character would still be alive.
Is there untold treasures awaiting you, Theo?
There are. Not the kind maybe that you're thinking of, but
Oh.
lots of knowledge to be discovered.
Ah, some nerd shit.
You could call it
I
that,
dig it.
yeah.
That's good.
You do literally have to dig for it.
Hmm.
I know a character that was good as doing that.
Right. What's the craziest thing you think we could find up there?
Oh, I know.
Maybe something frozen from before the war. Some ancient
Like a
machinery.
T-Rex.
Or a dragon.
Now you have me interested. You're right. We should have gone to Freya.
All right.
Dude, I so agree. Who?
All right. No one likes Ashe's vacation spot. It's fine. Someone else can pick next time.
Crow.
You want to go to? You said you wanted to go to the Caribbean. Didn't know you wanted to go to Minnesota. You should have said you wanted to go to Minnesota if you didn't want to go to the Caribbean.
I want to go to Alaska.
No one wants to come up here.
And I'll just start rambling off on knowledge I know about dragons.
Actually.
Your hyperfixation.
Yeah.
I mean, same.
Yeah.
Froze for a second.
All right, but this conversations continue amongst the others already here, amongst you all and the crew that you've brought with you. You see all of them, Brandy, even Mika, taking little cups of tea, passing them around at this point because there's not that many cups. Just sort of enjoying this calm atmosphere. Eventually, as conversation begins to subdue, you see that very, very old turtle approach and sit next to you all. Greetings. I'm glad you all made it safe. Outlander, good to see you again.
It is more than a pleasure to see you as well.
And what brings you here today?
Well, I won't speak for the rest, but I have lost my way, as I'm sure you know.
I am aware.
I'm here to reclaim it. Should that be possible?
We can do our best. And the rest of you? You see his neck cranes towards the rest of you.
Not all at once now.
I just thought it'd be fun to come here.
Mhm.
Well, on the boat.
It is a beautiful region. I don't blame you.
Sure.
looks towards Thyra, Felix, Theo.
I don't know what I'm looking for,
Drink.
and well, now that we're here,
There is no alcohol in this island, Felix.
well,
We should set sail immediately.
then why is all the rum gone?
Because you drank it all already.
It's already gone.
Mika, how much did we drink?
You drink a lot more than I did, that's for sure.
Oh shit.
Better
Well.
not fuck with the arm.
I don't know what I'm looking for. But I know I've lost focus. I've lost direction. And spirit.
Well, this is a place of healing, so we can certainly do what we can to help facilitate that process of reclaiming that.
All right.
I know what I'm looking for. I just need everyone else as well.
A well-guided soul. Of course, we still have a ceremony you can partake in, even if you're not looking for anything in specific.
I'd be happy to join.
Looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
I said I'd try. Whatever this was, but if I'm fully honest, I don't think reading the stars or cards are going to fix anything. So.
Some of our ceremonies need not involve the stars or cards directly. We
Let's
pull
just
our...
say, superstitious that this will do anything.
And that is alright. We pull guidance from many sources. And even if you're not looking for direct guidance, there are still things to be done. That can be done to help. Whatever it is that you need help with.
Like I said, I'll try.
That's all you need to. Do not worry about any of that now. Enjoy your time. Not many rituals are conducted until nightfall anyway, so feel free to enjoy the lovely weather and the company of anyone here if you need it. You do see that small turtle boy that guided you all up here sort of plop down beside him and looks at you guys sort of just like in wonder of who you are.
They will give him a little wave.
I've heard about you, and points to you, Ashe. What about the rest of you? What's your thing?
I'm a good, I've got good aim, and I'm part of a super secret organization. And I can only
Super
tell
secret.
those that I trust. Can I trust you?
I mean, Druid's honor.
Mm. And what does honor mean to you?
Everything.
Everything. Good. Keep that close. But we seek to root out corruption and evil and expel it from this world. It's very cool.
So you're like a demon hunter, or
Yes.
oh, cool.
The things I've seen, child.
Maybe we'll see them later. Get
Possible.
to see all the cool adventures. Are all of you part of this organization? Are you all demon hunters too?
To some extent, yes, we are.
Do you have like a cool like superhero
is.
team name?
There it is. Yeah, yeah, it was inevitable. It was gonna happen. Maybe you can help us out with that. We've been needing one.
Mm-hmm.
Get me out of your boy band. Right?
Boy band.
One Direction.
In that
You guys play
direction, could be to the
instruments
north.
too?
North. Northern direction.
Apparently, it's not One Direction because we're not going to Freya, so.
What do the rest of you do? Are you all like the same sort of?
Well, he's the good aim. I have my magic.
Looks very expectantly and excitedly towards the rest of you.
I don't do much. I study old things.
So you're
And
like
some
a
magic
keeper,
sometimes.
a keeper of knowledge.
Yeah.
Hey, just like Gornand. And he like taps at Gornand's shell.
Are you saying Gornand is a keeper of knowledge, or are you saying Gornand is just old?
No. I mean, a little bit of both, but he knows that already. Just like, you see him like nod slowly and look down at this kid.
I hit things harder with an axe. And various other weapons.
That's why you got all these
Also-
muscles, and sort of like tries to poke at your arm.
His tenses up, but lets it happen. But it's definitely like, this is a child. This is a child. This is a child.
Don't Hunter's Mark, don't Hunter's Mark, don't Hunter's Mark.
Don't Divine Smite. Do not Divine Smite.
What
Do
about
not
you?
ignite my axe.
Yeah. Barbecue turtle.
Oh, I also make these, and I'll pull out a
Pulls out the
potion.
Oh
drugs.
no. I make
Um,
That's what the cool kids call speed.
If you throw this at something, it might do something really cool. And I'll hand him a flask of wild magic.
Wait,
Oh
wait,
my
wait, wait,
God.
wait.
We're
I'm
gonna
so
kill
happy.
this
I'm
kid.
so happy.
Hallia,
Wait,
He throws it and it's a fireball.
Campfire.
you're gonna
Different.
kill this kid. Hallia,
Sort
no!
of looks at it. Which what was the initial potion for this? Do you remember?
I'll give him a flask of invisibility. That was
Oh.
wild magic.
Okay. So you hand him this kind of like iridescent blue potion. And he takes it and like swirls it around really quick and watches it spin.
That is such a bad idea. That is such
No.
a bad idea.
Could be very dangerous, but if you're very careful, it might do something very cool.
Okay. So just like keeps watching it spin.
And you too
It-
could be a
okay.
demon slayer as well.
Oh no.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Gaslighting this child.
It looks back at Gornendon, back at you. Maybe that's not really what I've trained to do.
Well, you're a wayfinder. Maybe you'll find the way.
Maybe. But what about you? And looks at you, Hailstorm, and kind of like starts like taps at some of the machinery that you have hanging around your waist.
Presses the button that pulls out the ion cannon.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, I'd imagine he accidentally clicks the and the lightning katana out from the gauntlet as it just out.
Whoa.
And that
You
arm,
have
there.
laser
And that arm there.
swords.
Yeah, and that arm there, that's mine.
That
I'll put
one?
it- Yep.
You made that?
Yep.
Whoa. You're so cool.
I try.
Sort of just like completely starstruck by all the machinery that's going on. Like looks at your hand, like almost tries to grab your hand to look at the where
While
the
the
katana's
blade
coming
is
from.
ignited,
Yeah.
I mean, she just kind of accepts it.
Bro does not care.
You know?
Just like spinning it, looking at
Stares
it.
in the face of danger.
Still holding on to his wild magic potion, just looking at it.
God.
You guys are so cool. Like the coolest people that have ever been here.
Have there been many people here?
Well, now that you mention it, not really.
Good.
At least not while I've been awake. I've heard maybe some clamoring during the night, but they may have just been night passerbys.
Hailstorm sheets the, just brings the blade back in.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, and this thing. And she'll pull the nearly completed gun blade out of the hilt on her. Just
Oh. What's that?
do you know what a gun is?
I think the intricacies of weaponry is not necessarily something we should introduce to the youth of this island.
My name is Squish, by the way.
I am so happy!
You so totally rock.
So totally rocks, Squirt.
Squirt.
Oh, his name is Squish. It's the best.
You want to be my squishy?
You will be my squishy. Come here, squishy. Come here.
Ow, bad squishy.
Wow.
Bad squishy. Bad.
That's squishy bad.
This game
He
is
uses
just going to transition into Finding Nemo now. We're
Yeah.
just going to recite the entire script.
Yeah.
finding Squish.
Finding Squish.
God
Saving
forbid
Private-
anything bad happens to
Saving
Squish.
Private Squish.
Keep it together and nothing bad will happen to Squish.
That's fucked up.
Make it a freaking threat.
She'll sheath the blade.
In this game? Mm-mm.
Surely not.
Well, Squish, and I'll kind of kneel down, get to eye level with Squish. My name is Felix, and it's wonderful to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and puts up both hands. Nice to meet you.
I'll take both of them.
I'm Theo.
Does the same, both hand clasps over yours. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you.
Hailstorm.
I'll shoulder nudge Thyra.
Give Felix, like, really? Do I have to?
Yes.
But she has her arms crossed.
Of
Can't
course.
do it. Thyra.
Pleasure. Still puts both hands on your crossed arms. Pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
And I'll just like nod and smile towards Thyra.
That's
And
not
does the
a
same for you.
smile, That's very like cautious and like
It's
something
like-
bad's about to happen.
You're doing great!
Yeah.
And does the same for you, Hailstorm. Sort of looking again at your cybernetics in your arm, and then realizes that he's lingering and withdraws.
Squish about to get chromed up.
Oh no!
You have
I mean,
Squish to send
Time
down
to
the stairs
chrome
right
the fuck
now.
up.
I mean, have you ever wanted a prosthetic
All right.
or an
Let's-
augmentation?
Let's.
Hailstorm is literally a ripper doc.
Actually.
She is proficient in
Just-
medicine.
Yeah. It's just Vic.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like I should have done this before we got to the island.
And she'll flick
but
her
we
hand
do
out,
need
and
to-
a small like blowtorch will.
Oh.
Okay.
We do need to lay down some ground rules. First,
I can't start a fire.
no starting fires.
I can't augment the children.
No augmenting the children
Can I
or
augment
the elderly
adults?
or
Damn it.
people.
Well, what if they want me to?
That they don't.
How do you? You haven't asked.
I used to live here.
Okay.
I know these people.
When was the last time you were here?
No augmenting the children, the adults, or the elderly. No starting fires. Trying to show off every weapon in your arsenal if we can help it.
She flips through every single tool in her Swiss Army.
I can only do so much. As you can see, Gonand, I find myself amongst very colorful company.
Indeed.
Ceremony again that we're supposed to go to? What is this ceremony?
Oh, when these sort of, situations or requests arise, we gather back around this pool. As you can see, we have a clear view of the stars above when we need them. And we can perform all sorts of rituals around here to clear minds or help unpack situations that were never fully realized by our patrons here.
When is it?
Tonight, we normally have a perpetual clear sky over the island. So we can perform these any night we wish, but the stars need to be out first.
So what do we do until then?
Can partake in more tea, you can converse with many of our fine druid folk around here. Or you can just go relax on the beach. Again, it's perpetual clear sky, so the sun is always shining.
You need anything repaired? Buildings, tools, anything?
I don't think so at the moment. Actually, now that I think about it, Almaz had an accident last night and busted a hole in the side of his shack. So they're
Great,
working
be right
on
back.
repairing that. Okay.
Hailstorm is the sort of work on everything forever
type person.
Mm.
So, but we've got a couple more tough eggs to crack.
Whoa, nothing like a good cup of tea and some reflection.
Well, I'm going to make my rounds. It's been some time. When it's time to clear the way, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be there.
I will find you when it's time.
And Ashe will do a very solemn bow before walking away.
Mm-hmm. So, you all have a full day to do whatever you please on this island. It's not the biggest island in the world, but it is big enough where you can find private spaces if you need them. But the space is yours if you wish to find anything specific to do. Go.
I think we're just
Probably.
gonna explore the island.
All right. Anyone joining Theo and just meandering?
Yes. But first, I also want to check in with Thyra real quick.
Yeah, I think she's just chilling alone on the shore with a cup of tea that she has not drank yet.
I'll saunter up next to her, but kind of just watching the waves crash into the shore. Just say, this is probably quite a bit of a warmer climate than what you're used to.
Quite the opposite.
Really?
Very much so.
You've been down here before?
No, I'm saying quite the opposite of my climate.
Mm.
Not that I've been here. I doubt these people have ever even seen ice.
Probably not.
I think Valkyria would have liked it.
I'm sure she would have.
What are you trying to get out of this, Felix?
This whole experience? I don't know. I don't believe I will get anything out of it, if I'm being completely honest. I might be in a similar mindset as you. I don't think the stars or cards or whatever magics they might brew up is going to fix what's happened.
It won't change anything.
I don't think so. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go into it with a closed mind. Despite my disbelief in anything good coming from this place, I still want there to be something good to come of this place.
I don't have exactly anything to lose. I've already lost everything, so...
You haven't lost me, and I'll sit down next to her and kind of give her another shoulder nudge.
No. But I wonder why you're still here. Haven't been exactly the best of friends.
What do you mean? Are you kidding? There are countless battles where I don't think we would have come out with all of our limbs still attached and such without your bravery and strength. You've laid your life on the line for us, whether you think you did or not.
Because I didn't care if I lost it.
Well, that's stupid.
My life hasn't exactly been a good one. If you remember the serpent that attacked us just the other night,
It's hard to forget.
constantly reminded me I could never have a moment of peace.
Well, what about right now? And I'll look around. There's no immediate danger. We've got our feet in the sand. The water's brushing against us. Warm breeze. We can hear the trees cheering in the wind, brushing against the branches. Some tropical birds singing.
All of that is true. Doesn't mean it's gonna last. And from my experience, it never does.
Well, if it's not going to last, then would it not be wise to try to savor every moment that we have it? Make the most of it.
That is a good assumption. I'm only doing this because I promised Valkyra I would try to be a better person. But if it doesn't work, if nothing comes from it, I don't know if I have a place anymore.
Something good will come of it. I know it. And even making it this far, Valkyra, would be so proud of you. And I'll kind of lean a head on her shoulder for a moment.
She should be here with us.
Has your memory gotten foggy, Thyra? She is. And I'll kind of place a hand on my heart and kind of nod towards yours.
You just see a few tears. As she continues just to stare at the horizon.
And while you're staring at the horizon, I'm just staring at you. Just taking in your eyes, your expressions, if there even are any. And I'm proud of you too, for making it here. But enjoy these beaches. And if you'd like to, I think Theo's going to be exploring the island a bit. I'm keen to join her. But if you'd rather be alone, then that's your prerogative. I do have a question/request, though, maybe.
Yeah?
Do you still have Henry's brass knuckles?
Oh,
Or whatever they were. Lightning knuckles.
I never got a chance to use them, but I think, yeah, in my pack.
Do you think I could have them?
I mean, I guess technically they're yours. In terms of inheritance, to speak, so... Yeah.
I know you could probably make better use of them, but...
Are you gonna go punch somebody?
Yes. More than that.
Please don't break your hand.
I'll use my good one.
I'm being absolutely serious, Felix. You can break your hand with these. You're not... This isn't just, I put it on and I just go for it. It's... You're gonna have to get used to them.
Think I can handle it, and I'll kind of flex the mechanical arm.
I think that's cheating.
There's been a lot of injustice in the world. I think it's warranted.
Here. And I open up my pack and give it to him.
And taking them from Thyra, suddenly getting flashes of vengeance and enactment. Thank you. I'll be around the island, so will the rest of us. You don't have to be alone here.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'll walk away and catch up with Theo.
All right. You two exploring the place. Perception checks, just for fun.
It couldn't be investigation checks, could they?
Okay, you can make an investigation check. You've persuaded me.
17.
Ooh, okay.
Not good for me. 8.
8? That's right. So, upon just exploring the island, it's... One thing is pretty hard to miss about it that being, there is a massive tree just adjacent to this clearing in the grove, stretching high into the canopy, taller than any other tree, with a massive trunk. You see, after scattering from the pool after a quick conversation and tea that you all participated in, you see a few other druids just kind of silently sitting at its roots. Just eyes closed, some meditating, some sort of just taking in the calm of it all. You see, scattered among the trunk of this tree, various insects, butterflies, taking a rest at the sides of it. Small branches and buds of flowers beginning to sprout in certain places. It's very calm. And it's you sort of feel this otherworldly peace sort of settle over you.
I wonder how old it is.
Oh boy. I don't know. Maybe as old as that turtle we met.
B?
But I also don't know how old they live to be. I wonder what kind of stories it could tell, though.
Sure, it remembers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If it really is that old.
Is there... Thinking of it, is there magic to, like, talk to a tree? Is that even a thing?
There are some spells that let you communicate with plants, but
Oh.
it's not really an arcane sort of spell, so I haven't really been able to master it.
What if you tried, like, really hard to talk to it? Like, maybe you... I don't know. Do you have, like, a spell book? You, like, pull out your spell book. You maybe drew, like, a little... You drew, like, a picture on it or something. And just really honed in on the tree.
I guess I could try.
When in Rome.
She kind of thinks for a moment, whips through her spell book. Use the ritual for that and combine it with the runes for this other one. And she'll scribble something in her notebook and put her hand on the tree and focus really hard on trying to talk to it.
And I'll just,
Okay.
like, fingers crossed behind her. Come on.
Make a wisdom check.
Does she get advantage because I'm crossing my fingers?
I don't know if that's how it works around here, but you certainly feel the enthusiasm of Felix behind you, rallying your knowledge and wisdom to connect with it.
5.
5? Okay. You sit there and you close your eyes, sort of channeling all of the energy you can into, in some way, communicating with this tree. You feel your hand start to, almost like pinprickly, but you open your eyes and you see a little centipede crawling across your fingers.
Pull her hand away and kind of take a look at the centipede.
Make a nature check.
Nature?
Yeah.
15.
mean? Okay, wait a moment.
Oh, is it one of those centipedes where if it bites you, you're fucking dead?
Yeah. Looking at the Wikipedia article for it right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You see,
The funny fucking Madagascarian
you sort of,
millipede.
I was playing with you guys.
you study this centipede for a moment, sort of taking it in. It's pretty long. It's really big, black with like red tips at the end, sort of tracing every scale of its body. 2 antennae at the front, but then these little fake antennae at the back. Yellow legs, as it sort of like stops for a moment as you stare at it. But you feel a presence in your mind. Reminds me of an Ascalope. As you hear Stellic.
An Ascalope?
Yeah. Funnily enough. We're nearby that book.
It was my plan to go find it. I'm
The
distracted by this tree.
no, this centipede on the tree is akin to what's actually on the tome here. I remember stashing it somewhere. I think by a statue of some kind.
If you remember this tree at all, could you
Tree.
use it as a landmark? As a guide?
It's on a neighboring island, I think. I would pass this. I think it's far east of here. We're sort of at the last island of this part of the archipelago, but the next one down was normally the place I would go to study if I needed a break from most of the world.
You remember this tree? That must mean it's really old.
It is very old, although it was much smaller last I saw it. Younger. It used to be covered in these giant rosy colored flowers. Yellow buds in the spring. But none of these people were here then.
No people at all.
Maybe a couple wandering travelers who needed an island to stop at, but nothing established.
Interesting to know. Turn to Felix. I think we should go east.
Is that what the tree said? Did it work?
In a way.
All right. You're... How do you do it always?
The tree's over 1,000 years old, too.
It told you that.
I just have to ask.
Wow. Are you cheating? Are you pulling knowledge from some encyclopedia or something?
Why don't we start walking?
Touche. I'll follow.
You continue your lap around the island. And very calm. You pass by Squish with a couple other kids, sort of just wandering the beach, picking up shells, collecting pretty sea glass and sand dollars. You see, even one of them picks up a little, looks like a shark tooth from the sand and sort of admires it, runs over to the others and shows it to them. You see others sort of collecting these flowers off of sort of shrubs along the beach. Others continuing to meditate, looking out over the water. But there are lots of little small paths winding through the inner flora of the island. Lots of little nooks of small, very small, like wooden carvings scattered along the path. Little benches to sit upon, blankets laid out with some with little pillows to sort of relax in whenever. But it's all very just, again, peaceful to a degree that none of you have really felt, even back in Kirin when there was nothing happening. It's just a very calming environment and very different for a lot of you who've never been to the tropics. But with all the walking around, especially you, Felix, wearing that jacket, you sort of get a little warm from the heat and humidity.
He takes it off, like Zuko in the beach episode. When he takes off his over. The sun rays beaming down, a flock of birds flying past behind him. Yeah, and it's
Metal arm
blinding to
glistening.
everyone because he's
Like a reflective phone in the light, kind of blinding everyone that you walk by.
He'll pick up any particularly pretty shells she finds.
Yeah. With the 17 investigation check that you rolled previously, I say you end up gathering a bunch of different shells. You gather a couple little fossilized shark teeth, these little black teeth, and one sort of like spiral shell with a very iridescent rainbow shimmer to it. Almost prismatic in a way. But very, very beautiful shell that you normally don't see on the shores of Kirin. About the size of your hand. Like the size of a potato. A russet potato.
I kind of lean over Theo's shoulder, looking at that prismatic thing that she's picked up. I think they call that Shawnite.
Nico, I'm gonna find you and I'll whoop your ass.
All right. Well, that's the end of the session, everyone. I hope you had a great time. We're calling it here for the night. See you guys later. Bye bye.
Wow.
Canonized.
No.
Can we line the inner of the gun?
Spelled incorrectly.
Shawnite?
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
hell
even
yeah.
worse.
Yeah,
Oh.
Shawnite.
You. Oh. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Some
fine.
people
Don't be
call
like
it
that.
she night.
Ew.
Or so I've heard.
Sounds
You'd
familiar.
probably know more. Yes.
Never seen something like this before though. It's really shiny.
Important question. How edgy is it? How sharp are the edges?
There are little like spines, like tiny little spikes that sort of spiral along the shell
That checks
every
out.
couple centimeters or so. Not like super sharp to the touch, but just little.
It's not super
dulled
edgy.
out.
It's a bit
It's
edgy.
super edgy. It's a little edgy.
It's a little metal.
You do hold it up and you hear the ocean inside of it.
Near the ocean.
I can hear it too. It's a little faint. A bit far from it.
Say, hello, ocean. I'll put it to my ear.
Hello,
Just
bees.
hear that whistling and the subtle whooshing.
I'm gonna get into your skin. I'm gonna get into your skin. I'm gonna get into your skin.
No.
I lean in close, trying to like hear the response.
But you just hear that subtle swishing noise within it.
Did
No
it,
one's home.
did it say anything?
I don't think so. Unless it's speaking in elemental.
Do you know elemental? No.
Get him to translate.
Shit. Maybe ask it if there's any dragons in Freya.
Yeah.
I don't think the seashell's gonna know.
All water is connected. Maybe its cousin knows.
I'll hold up the seashell again.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like a fermid whooshing with inside.
I think it might have said yes.
All the more reason. Is this what you were looking for? This piece of Shawnite?
No. But it was nice to find along the way. I think we have to keep going east. I don't think what I'm looking for is here.
The sun rises in the east. Where's the sun? That way.
Felix doesn't know his left and right. He has to put up his hands.
But somehow thinks knowing his left and right will determine his east and west.
Where east is? Left. No.
Mm.
Right. If I'm looking at a compass, east is on the right side, so we go right.
There you go.
We're so fucked.
But you look to the east. There's no islands that you can see.
I wonder, things must have changed. Maybe the seashell was just a it's further than I thought.
Does that mean we have to keep walking, or does that mean we have to start swimming?
I think maybe taking a boat would be better.
Hmm.
I'm looking for another one of the books. Remember I'll pull out the beetle book.
Right. The one that I desperately tried to open but couldn't do it, even though I'm so strong.
Oh my god.
I think it might be around here somewhere.
Is there like an X marks the spot or something?
It's supposed to be in a clearing with a statue, east of this island. I don't know if the islands have shifted, or if it sank, or if it's just further than we can see from here.
Is it a picture book? Is there something in there that kind of shows what it might look like?
We'll open the book and try to find a picture of this clearing.
You look through the book. You reread it. It mostly describes describes Freya. Not so much any clearings in this archipelago.
There's not really any pictures of it in the book.
Oh, I just had a thought, Theo. I mean, we've mostly you, but we've, discovered and broken down many things over time. Should we... So much has happened, but should we share with the others what we deciphered from that little note that we found? A very vague note.
No, that might be a good idea. With everything that happened after we figured it out, I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah. A lot has happened. Haven't had much time to really think. But I think at least if everyone knows what we have and can keep it in their minds, and if at some point we come across something, if everyone is aware of what this cipher says, then I think that's for the best.
I think so too. Get everyone on the same page.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yes. Do we need shovels? Do we need to dig for what we're looking for?
We might need a swim.
I can't say I've done much swimming. At least not that I can remember. But seeing as I can barely go, phew, I can't even run a mile. How much I can swim.
You've never learned how to swim?
I mean, I think I know how to swim. Though where I grew up, there wasn't really many bodies of water. At least that I can remember. Maybe. Let me look at the map. Did I grow up near water? Nope. Don't see any
There's
lakes.
a river.
Oh, there's a river.
Oh, there's a one big lake, but it's not very close to where you were.
Shit. Well, there was a river. though, depending, it was rather dangerous to attempt to go swimming in, so you mostly just, chilled out where it was more shallow. I could swim. I can swim.
This might be the perfect place to relearn or just swim.
Yeah. And if I'm not able to, you wouldn't let me drown, would you?
No, of course not.
Good.
I'd try not to let you drown.
Karma would, and I'll give Karma a deep
Karma would
look.
never.
All right. I'll trust you, Theo.
I'll race you in.
Is that so? And I start running.
Your ones too.
Into the water?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Felix has a higher dex score, so you end up sprinting much faster than Theo does. Though halfway down the beach, Theo, with her better stamina, passes you slightly.
Jesus.
At least gains on you. And are you racing into the waves or just to the edge of the water where you can stand?
Get into the waves. Theo will take
Ow.
off her backpack and stuff.
Nice. Okay. How strong of a swimmer is Theo?
Pretty good. I rolled
Yeah,
a 19.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, you're used to like digging out holes in dig sites. Like you got the muscles to push through the water. And well, you're not particularly super strong. I quit.
That's what I heard.
Dig sites.
Oh, okay.
Dig with a G. You and growing up on the water, this is nothing. Felix, you're not as used to the water, let alone waves pushing you back, so you kind of get pushed backwards onto shore a little bit. Falling onto your ass, the salt water filling up your nose for a moment before you just shake it off. Sort of burns all throughout your sinuses and senses.
Oh, you win. You win. It's over.
It's not
I
that bad.
concede. Ah, got some in my nose. I think it's in my brain. I think I'm gonna turn to pot fish now.
I don't think it's possible for water to get into your brain from your nose.
Let's hope that's true. Do you see any statues out there?
I'll go underwater for a second and try to look for any underwater statues.
Okay. Make a perception check with disadvantage. Because you're opening your eyes in salt water.
Oof.
Natural 1.
You do not see anything. It burns your eyes. It's burning your nose. You try to open your eyes and look around, but it's all just kind of blurry. The waves are a little rough right now.
You
But
see like a piece of driftwood. You think it's like the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, exactly. You swear you see a leviathan in the water.
Theo will shoot up, kind of try to get the water over eyes and nose.
Mhm.
I think there's monsters down there.
Come back then. Come back. Let's not get eaten today.
Swim to shore.
We'll get the ship, and we'll make a more thorough search.
It's a good idea. Once everyone's done here.
Is there anywhere else you want to explore?
We can keep looking around.
Sure. Ooh. How about a little competition before we go back to the camp? Whoever can find the most seashells wins.
All right. I'll let you find one more, because I had a head start.
All right. I don't think I'll need it, but I appreciate the gesture.
Take some.
go.
All right.
Yeah.
Take some time to get Felix one shell before you both break off and start searching. Both of you roll an investigation check.
Oh, wow, I'm not good at this.
25.
Are you fucking kidding me? I can't beat that. 11.
Okay. Theo wins by a landslide. But searching
Nice.
around,
If I see Felix coming back, I'll put down some of the uglier ones.
I would say as you're sort of like scavenging around quickly for shells, your hand brushes something else in the sand. And you sort of pick it out, this piece of like torn off paper, like a really thick quality paper. Make an Arcana check.
Oh no. 17.
Okay. Inspecting it, it seems to first look like a sort of card, like either a tarot card or a playing card. But you see a scrap of letters along the bottom, where you see the ST, and it cuts off. But it's beautifully filigreed with all sorts of imagery. This one in particular is sort of around the edges, little stars, and in the center, part of a fairly nice illustration of some sort of like beams emanating from the center. But you don't recognize it to be anything in particular, though you can recognize that it's not something that's normally taken around places. Doesn't look like a normal tarot card in any way.
Hey Felix, check this out.
What'd you find?
More mysterious paper to share with the group.
Oh. Really? Paper? How did it survive out here?
I'll hand him the card.
Ooh. The ST. the storm, the street,
Star.
the star, the strudel,
Stoop. Stairs.
stairs. These are all viable.
Maybe Goland will know more. Or we could ask Squish.
Squish, I think, holds a vast treasure trove of knowledge. We can ask both of them. I'm sure there's insight to be gleaned from both sources.
Point.
I think you might have won a little competition.
Kind of kick sand over the few that I dropped. It was close, though.
Yeah. You have a keen eye. But maybe this will be... I actually don't really know what we're going back to. Maybe we can take these shells back as like an offering to the stars or something.
Maybe.
Or what if we made little like little friendship necklaces?
Could. I think that'd be a good idea.
All right.
I think I learned how to make beads out of shells too. A while ago. I don't know if I could still do it, but it's worth a try.
Sure. That can be our little project for tonight. If you want to, of course.
Plan. Let's do it.
All right. Wonderful. Do we want to head back then?
I think so. It's getting darker.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to miss this ceremony.
Can we head back?
All right. Scurry on back. Hailstorm, Ashe, Thyra. Anything else in particular that you're doing?
I will go later unless somebody else has something to do.
Okay. Hailstorm, you find that shack with a hole in the wall.
Uh-huh.
Sort of see this older tiefling man sort of just trying to place boards back over the top with a really not great looking hammer, trying to fix the hole that he's made.
Not with that.
Oh, if you don't mind, I'm not much of a fixer, but I kind of made the problem.
He already has a board, right?
Yeah. He's kind of
So
holding it up. Sort of crooked.
Hailstorm will. Could I have this?
Yeah, go for it.
And she will quickly look at the hole and just get a quick measurement of it. And basically, and very quickly, just once she has the measurement of exactly what the hole looks like, she'll she'll grab one of her tools, like a little cutter, and then just perfectly cut out the exact shape that needs to be made in order to put it in. To put it in. To fill it. Oh, nope, still doesn't work. To fill the hole that was left by with wood. Fill the hole with wood. And and then she'll quickly just put it right in together and lock them in together.
Okay.
Yep.
Zen.
Yep.
Super easy for you to do. I'm not even gonna make you roll. This is baby stuff compared to what you do. He sort of tries to help you, like, hold it up, but you have it down.
Oh, it's okay, I got this.
Yeah. He just sort of stands there, looking, like, doesn't know what to do with his hands while he watches you fix this. Thank you.
This is the least I could do, literally.
As it seems so. Please. I'm Almaz. Thank you for helping me fix this.
Hailstorm.
Hailstorm? Chosen name?
She'll sort of stare blankly at him. No.
I guess your parents had a,
Yeah.
Yeah. Good creativity, that one. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else that you need patched up?
Not that I can see, unless you can. Holds up a little broken teapot as well. I kind of tripped last night and broke both the wall and the teapot that I was carrying.
Do you have the other bits of the teapot?
They're inside the pot. Just a hold.
She'll reach down and quickly grab them, and a small little little welding tool, like little robot thing, will like poke out of her arm, and she'll cast mending as it just that just brings it all back together.
You sort of mend the pot, this clay pot, with this beautiful little silver joints between the broken pieces. Oh, that's actually quite beautiful. Thank you. And what is that in your arm?
Oh, this. Then she'll hold up her cybernetic arm.
Yeah, that one.
Well, I sort of have innate electricity in me, and I used it to channel it into all sorts of cool little tools.
That's very astonishing, actually.
You've heard of Curran, right?
Kieran? Yeah, I have.
I was specifically brought to the university there because of this.
Oh. So you're a scholar or just a tinkerer of sorts?
Yes. All of the above.
Quite interesting. Innate magic, yet you
I
when to
wouldn't call
go.
it magic. I don't know how to use the electricity into like magic. The only reason I'm able to use it is because of this thing.
Well, seems like magic to me. Sort of this innate ability. Even though you use something else to channel it, most people do. Sort of have a focus for the energy that we wield.
You seem to know a lot about magic. Do you know magic yourself?
A little bit, and you see him sort of flourish his hands as sort of pulling from the threads of his shirt, little sprouts grow up his hand, and pulls out this nice little gray silver flower and holds it over to you.
Oh. And she'll pick it up and put it in her hair.
And as you're talking to this this tiefling, you see, although in apparently very tiefling-esque, has the sort of small horns that curl slightly around the edge. You see his ears aren't like typically pointy like yours. They sort of have like this little fuzz at the ends. Looks a little bit less like a refined tiefling like yourself or any others that you may have seen on the mainland. But it's kind of like just nice gray-brown skin, very fluffy hair, little unkempt, but
Right, well, what's interesting to do around here?
interesting. If you're not particularly druidic, there's not a whole lot. It is a beautiful place to just kind of relax with your thoughts. Many find much better peace of mind around here than anywhere else on this side of the planet. So if there's any evidently gestures to your sort of trinkets in your arm, it's a good place to think if you need it. Very quaint. There's lots of little spots around here. You can go sit by the tree if you really need some deep meditation with yourself and your surroundings. The beach is obviously lovely. If not, you can take a dip in the pool. I know it's ceremonial, but if you need to cool off in some fresh water, that's there as well.
Ceremonial pool. Alright.
Yeah, the one we were all gathered around this morning.
Right.
Yeah. There's lots of animals that you don't really see anywhere else, hidden amongst the trees.
It's such a strange island, so far away from everything.
Yeah, it's a sort of safe haven of sorts.
And you're completely just cut off from the rest. Like, have armies or anything ever come around here?
Not typically. There's nothing here of resource to anything like that. We have nothing to give them. We've had a few people come by for just advice. Some of them have been people of higher standing, but they're typically not here on any violent affairs.
Have any Imperials ever come here?
I think maybe a couple in my memory. Not many people on the eastern coast venture out this far. It's mostly people from Draginia or Mythera that swing by.
I guess that makes me more than rare.
Yeah, a bit.
I am Imperial.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it was obvious, but
Is it really that clear?
I mean, the accent and the demeanor, the dress, the innate skill for machinery and such.
Well, you don't have to work me up like this. But it's just surprising to see something so disconnected from everything.
Yeah. There are a few places left on this planet that have this sort of effect. This disconnected and tranquil. Especially with all of the disturbances everywhere else.
Yeah. You'll be at the whatever ceremony tonight, I assume?
I will. It's sort of there's a nightly ritual that we all gather around for that's not particular to any person, but we just kind of gather around and see what our collective future holds, at least for the next day. If we have any expected visitors to prepare for. That's how we knew about you all getting here.
Alright. Well, I'll see you there.
Well, thanks again for your help. This is actually quite a beautiful little teapot now, despite its breaking. Sort of healed into something much greater than it was before.
Of course. And she'll turn and go on her way.
Flower still tucked in your ear. Thyra, was there anything in particular you wanted to do? Or are you just continuing to sit at the beach?
Oh. I think she's probably just silently observing everything. I think as she's walking around, I think she thinks back to a conversation in her mind about someone promising to show her this one day. And for her to actually be here to see it is with not that person nor with the other person she loved very much. It brings a very emptiness feeling to her. But she then remembers her promise. And she simply continues to silently observe and tries not to run away.
You watch that a group of kids, including Squish, run up from the beach, carrying a few things in their hands. As they all sort of clamber down into this small little tent, and pull out a bunch of other little collections of shells and shark teeth, dried up flowers, sea glass, all sorts of these very pretty sparkly things that they've gathered from the beaches, and begin to pull out thread and start weaving some little crafts with these little bits and baubles. And about 20 minutes pass. They hold up, well, one of them, this little, this like young human girl, holds up this little, kind of crappily made little bracelet with a few shells embedded into it. Sort of looks around whoever's sitting there and sees you, begins to quickly clamber over, holds it up next to your face, kind of comparing the color of the shells to you, and holds it out to you. You see this just like twine little bracelet with a little piece of this emerald colored sea glass sort of tied into it. But then hands it down to Scotty on your lap and sort of ties it around their tail.
Gosh.
And clambers back into the tent across the way from you.
I think that suits you pretty well, little one.
Kind of looks at it, it's just sitting at the base of her tail and starts to kind of chase herself in a circle, trying to look at this tiny little bracelet.
I think she just can't help but laugh at how cute that is. I think she'll untie it from the tail and show her, so she's not going crazy. Trying to see.
Stops and looks at it and sniffs it a little bit.
I think this might be a better place for it. And she ties it around Scotty's neck.
A lot of it's hard to see with a light-colored twine within the light-colored fur, but you do see the one just shimmering piece of verdant sea glass shine through the fur.
It's like Elfie's AirTag.
Pretty much! Catching the light, sort of shining back in your eyes at times.
And I think she just watches the kids play, and I think she just takes out her journal and just starts to sketch this part of the island, with Scotty curling up next to her in the sun and taking a sun-bathed nap.
Mm-hmm.
With her and in the shade, because she is a pale, Freyan
Yes.
woman.
There's plenty of shade around here.
I don't think they've invented sunscreen.
Maybe. Perhaps. You just haven't found any.
Thyra doesn't know what sunscreen is.
I don't use sunscreen.
I don't use sunscreen.
You're able to enjoy this afternoon turning early evening. Just kind of enjoying the cool shade. Again, that sort of all of those thoughts you had, the worriedness and that kind of fear and sadness, subduing slightly. Although still present, it's simmered to just a soft underlying thing and not super present in your mind. Ashe? What are you up to?
Ashe is making his rounds, greeting people he has not seen in a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
and sort of reconnecting before eventually coming down to one hut in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Before he inhales deeply and walks inside, hoping to find the person he's looking for.
You push back this small little tapestry covering the door. The specific tapestry of a large, vast oceanscape with two mountains cresting in the distance with the sun right in the center. And you see this sort of purple-hued, iridescent scaled turtle. Reminiscent of a sea turtle. With the blues and greens shining off what little light enters this tent right now. You recognize to be Vichy, a very old friend of yours.
stare for a second.
Her eyes closed, sitting, meditating.
He will sort of walk in and take a seat across from her and close his eyes as well.
What brings you back, outsider?
Many things. The world has changed in ways I could not have imagined.
It really has. Haven't gotten out a whole lot, but I've heard plenty of stories from passerby. She finally opens her eyes towards you, those big violet-colored eyes stare back at you.
There is an anchor that I carry. Do you feel it?
It's definitely a tenseness. No lingering thing. You haven't introduced me to what your new situation is.
From the surface, it would appear that there's another me inside of my head.
Hmm.
Something that came from whatever it was that man did to me.
Right. You ended up visiting him, and he did this to you?
He gave me a spell that I thought would tell me what I was looking for. It wasn't what he said.
I knew there was something off with that vision. Couldn't tell if it was a warning or a beckoning. That cloudy bit, you remember, yeah?
I do. I took the reckless choice to pursue it.
I assume that's why we haven't seen you in quite a bit.
Yes, the aftermath of that spell left many dead. Its impact was felt across the continent since. It's been 8 years.
It has. I knew there was something wrong about that. I knew I felt something off after you left. And you're hoping to fix this? Or find your next step here?
It's not a hope. It's a need. It is not optional. For my life to continue as it is now, I must find a way to undo what I have done. And the first step I see is to deal with the man inside my head.
Have you been able to talk to him in the past? Directly?
Yes. Though saying we had conversations is a bit of a loose term. It's more so him imposing his will.
I see. And do you wish to have a conversation with him here? Direct conversation, not him asking for demands.
I would.
Well, you know how these things work. If you will it up, you can likely see it.
Just uncertain. It's not something that everyone here should see.
Everyone here, including who?
I wish I could answer that question. I just don't want... Back home, I have been defined by that mistake. That is who I am. This dark person inside of me is who they define me as. I don't want that here.
Well, we can always ask people to leave. It's a private moment, and we can clear out the space. Just as we have in the past.
And those 4 I brought with me will stay.
Of course.
Do you think it's possible to purge him?
There are always means of removing parts of yourself or things that shouldn't be parts of yourself from your being. Whether that be through means we can do here or an external factor. I believe there's a solution. I feel it.
Here?
It might take more than that. But it's possible.
Right.
And we can find out how, likely.
Well, it is good to see you again, Vichy.
She puts out her hands to clasp yours. You see the familiar silver constellations up her arms. And you're gonna do this tonight after we clear the way?
Yes.
And do you plan to stay for long, or just tonight to get your answers?
Preferably just tonight.
Okay.
I would rather not get in the way of the others' progress, if I can.
Understood. Well, we don't hold it against you for only staying the night. It is still a great honor to have you back.
places in the world, this is the only one. Thank you.
Of course.
He will bow once again
She'll nod back.
before getting up and taking a very cautious step back out.
The evening sun kind of hitting you a bit brighter than the dim light inside of the tent, but no one particularly staring at you.
He will do as he did when he first got out of prison, and will go to the coast and just lay down and look up.
No stars yet in the sky, but clear skies, not a cloud above you. That cool breeze washing over as you just take in the calm, listening to the waves, the breeze, small calling birds in the trees behind you. A crunching of footsteps approaching as you see in your periphery Felix and Theo scrounging around for shells.
I'll leave them be. Just a slight chuckle.
Look, another Shawnite.
I'm going to beat you.
They're
That's a
common
joke, that's a
around
joke.
here.
I'll wave one of the shells at him.
Yes, yes. Very well done.
Do you have any idea what this is, though? I'll hand him the card.
Make an Arcana check.
Surely it looks familiar. 24.
On top of the description already supplied,
Mm-hmm.
you look it over. You know much more about cards than most.
Mhm.
This is not familiar to you as a standard tarot card.
Mhm. Don't do it.
Why are you so upset about this? But you notice it to be part of a very special deck of cards.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
We found it!
It's the star.
Yeah, but this is the
Yeah,
good
I
one.
think
This is the one we
there's
didn't
more.
want to be broken.
Oh
We need to search the island more.
my god.
We are-
okay, so
It
We are
is-
now at
it
a
is-
greater chance
okay,
at pulling
okay.
a bad
Everyone,
card.
everyone, calm down,
It
calm
is-
down, calm down. See.
It is weathered. It looks very old. Although only the edges look weathered. The faces of the card look perfectly intact, like they
Because of
were
course they
brand
do.
new. But the edges give away that it's been sitting out for a while.
I have a pretty decent idea of what this is, don't I?
Yep, you do.
Alright, cool.
Very, very rare deck of cards.
Oh good heavens.
What is it?
And he's just like, he immediately sits up and gets up and just starts pacing around while just staring at it. You just hear incessant mumbling.
What do we think? What do you think it was? The stress? Is it the stress card? What is it?
It could be the stress.
I think it's the stress.
He does seem to take tarot cards really seriously.
Hmm.
Okay.
I would like to hang on to this for the time being, if you wouldn't mind.
Tell me what it is first.
I should not, until I understand further what it is that we're looking at here. I wish not to divulge any further information.
Wait,
Felix and Theo
finders,
were the worst
finders
people to find this.
keepers, finders
I-
keepers.
I'm not giving you anything until you tell me what it is.
Oh, gonna roll for it. God damn it. All right. Under one condition. Felix, leave.
Me?
I understand it's not an ideal situation, but this is very important.
All right. And as I'm walking away, I'll raise an eyebrow a couple times at Theo and keep walking.
Give him a slight nod.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
Theo, it is extremely important that no matter what happens, this information stays between the two of us and the two of us alone.
What is it?
Fuck me. Are you familiar with the Deck of Many Things?
A little bit.
Right. This is, by all immediate observations, a card from that deck. It is, it's likely the star, if I understand correctly. Given the state of it, it has been imbued with an exceptional amount of magical power, and if we are not exceptionally careful, things would be bad very, very rapidly. In fact, I would argue it's a miracle that this even exists in the first place in its current state.
So the rest of it could be here too?
Not likely. These cards have a tendency to travel about the world and make themselves scarce.
The rest of the card, at least. Must be on the island.
Well, it's that much is distinctly possible, but I just don't know if it's wise to explore something like this. Just this is a magical artifact that has the capacity to uproot the entire world as we understand it. It would be extremely best if we let this be.
What did this one do?
DM, would I know what this one did?
Yeah, with that roll, you would know exactly what the star card is.
Okay. If this card were pulled from a deck, it would imbue the drawer with a there's no like non-metagamey way to say it. It's really tough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It would make you better at something.
It would
theoretically.
make certain attributes stronger. For example, your intellect, your physical prowess, Felix's inability to run long distances. in theory, if this is the card that I think it is, it's extremely useful. The problem is that it is extremely useless unless it is pulled from the deck, which we do not have, and it would be completely random chance should we even find the deck and put the card back in. And typically, whenever you pull the card, it immediately vanishes, so it would only be a one-time chance.
So that means this one still has its power.
By all intents and measures, yes.
Let's see.
Now, it is distinctly possible that given enough work and time, we could learn to extract that essence from the card. But that would take quite a long time, perhaps on a ship that you have been sailing for the past 3 days, attempting to learn a way to draw the inner magical essence out of magical artifacts.
So I'll practice that on the way back.
Sure. Yes. As I said, in the meantime, if you wouldn't mind, I would hang on to this. And once we have a moment, perhaps we can ask our companions, our ancient companions, for assistance in trying to dissect this.
I think I'll keep it. I think I trust myself more than you with powerful pieces of paper.
I'm gonna ask you a question, DM.
Yeah, what's up? No, you can't stab her.
Don't give me a fucking thumbs up. What am I supposed to do with that information?
Yes, with an asterisk. Write it down. We'll come back to that. Asterisk it.
Oh, so much hate. So much hate in my soul.
Mm-hmm.
Ashe will begin staring at the card, flipping it around in his hands, doing little card tricks.
I never gave it to him.
I specifically asked for it, if I could see it.
I don't think I showed you. I don't think I gave it to you.
You observe the face of it closely as she holds it out.
Okay, that changes everything. All right.
Only if you also accept the fact that nobody on this world should be trusted with something like this.
Of course. I will take out a Stellix spellbook and I'll slip it between the pages.
All right.
Just as you see me as this untrustworthy, dark individual, you are no patron saint of this world either.
I don't claim to be.
But you claim to have the control to handle something like this. And claim to understand that other people don't.
I only know that I haven't killed multiple people trying to cast a spell. Not on accident, not on purpose.
And yet, you still assume that you know best. You continue to put yourself above. Do you not?
I won't downplay my studies. I won't downplay my intellect. Time I've taken to learn magic, practice it.
And yet you attempt to downplay mine.
Only the history of it. I know what you've done.
And I know what you will do, left unchecked.
I do too.
Yes, you will bring about calamity. So glad you noticed, and glad that you're willing to admit it. Now, how about we both put both of those things aside and recognize reality? That artifact, by all intents and measures, should be trusted with nobody. And should it have been in my hands in the first place, I would have eradicated it. So don't claim to understand the magic of this world, because you don't know what to do with it.
I tend to learn. And that's more than you ever did. The spells that you got. And I'll walk away.
One of these days, she's going to get us all killed. I wonder how prepared she will be for that.
Anything else from the rest of the party as sun falls? All right. Night begins to set in. Sun sets, and the stars begin to twinkle in the sky above as seemingly everyone in the village begins to gather back around that center pool to conduct what some of you have been made aware of is clearing the way. We take a quick break. We've got this for a hot sec.
I gotta pee so bad.
Go pee! This is your chance. everyone congregates back around this center pool. And you watch everyone else in the tribe sort of just gather, sitting side by side around it. There's plenty of space for the rest of you to squeeze in if you wish to sit up directly against the pool. Everyone just kind of sits and waits for the darkness to set in a little bit more. Eventually, Gornund leading the way. Everyone places their hands around the edges of the pool, and you all are looked at and invited to do so as well. Who participates in this?
Ashe does.
Yup.
I guess
Felix does
Hailstorm
as
will.
well.
Follow along.
All right. Thyra?
I don't even know if Thyra's sitting down. I think she's probably leaning against a tree just watching what's happening.
You see a furbolg woman look back at you and kind of beckon with her head over to the pool, to a spot next to her.
Okay. Being actually invited over, she'll slowly walk over and sit. But definitely hesitate putting her hand in. But she eventually does so.
Place your hands in. It's nice, cool water. But as everyone prepares themselves, Gornund begins muttering to himself. A similar sequence, an incantation that you are familiar with, Ashe, having this done multiple times before. The water grows warm around each of your hands, almost like outlining your hands in the water, this slight glow wherever your skin touches the surface. As the water shimmers, a beautiful reflection of the stars above you. Dark, a little mysterious, slight twinkles of the stars. The edges begin to glow, and with each of the ripples, that sort of same glow ripples out from each of your hands and from the center of the pool. And you feel all of you sort of be pulled slightly into the water. Not physically, not falling into it, but a sort of visage begins to apparate on the surface. Hazy scenes of the island that you're at, of each of you in the day to come. Clear sky again. Visage of you all reboarding your ship and heading off towards darkened waters, away from the vibrant, tranquil island that you all reside at currently. The boat, the Emerald, heading northward. Directly north. You see images of everyone else on this island, from the kids to the tiefling man with a broken house, to the furbolg woman that sits next to you, Thyra, to Gornund himself. A peaceful day on the island. You feel good tidings brought over all of you. Despite the seemingly mysterious path you all seem to be taking in the image. The image eventually simmers out from the water, sort of bouncing with the waves in this silver sheen across the water before completely vanishing. That warmth still traveling up your hands and into you before a coolness runs over you again. Everyone can take a DM inspiration if you don't have one already. As everyone leans back and mumbles the finishing of the incantation before everything subsides once more. The pool returning to its ultra-reflective state, darkened by the night sky above. As everyone begins to say their good nights, some of them look to you, clasping your hands or patting you on the shoulder, wishing you all a good night or fair weather for the travel tomorrow, before dissipating into their evening routines and rituals. All that's left around the pool is you all, Gornund and Vichy. Gornund and Vichy still sitting next to each other on the opposite side of the pool to you, if looking at you expectantly.
Felix?
Hmm?
I would implore you to step forward and seek what it is that you're looking for.
Like step into the pool?
Yes.
All of you can step into the pool, actually.
Oh, just... Alright, fair enough.
I figured this might be better for a group such as yours, if you're going to be spending a lot of time together. And it seems you already have. Some things are best left open for everyone.
What does this
Unless,
gonna exactly do?
well, it seems everyone is kind of searching for the next step. Is that correct?
Yes?
And in many instances, taking the next step means reflection. Sometimes looking at your past will guide your future. Unless any of you oppose to that sentiment.
What do you mean by looking at the past? What is this gonna... I'm not magically inclined, so I'm not sure what you're saying.
In plain terms, there is a ritual that we like to conduct for many people, usually between couples or tight-knit groups, such as yours, to gain an understanding of each other through memory. To understand the emotions and feelings of each other through experiences that have carried a lot of weight.
So you're saying they're gonna be looking at our memories?
Mm-hmm. Usually guided by the person whose memories we're looking at. Things that have forced them to bear a burden. Or just things that define them, define who they are.
Does everyone see everyone else's?
That's the
Oh.
part of it.
Maybe I should step out.
And why is that, if I may ask?
Well, to be fair, I just met you people.
And yet you've done so much for us. And you intend to continue to travel with us?
I don't know.
I know some memories are much harder to face than others, but they can be sculpted if you wish some things to remain to yourself until you're ready to face them.
See.
But I agree with Ashe, if you're to be traveling, to be placing trust in each other, this might be among the best opportunities you can have to grow that trust.
Okay.
But don't feel pressured to be involved.
Sure.
Well, we came here to find answers, and I'm here to see everything through. And it only makes sense that we do it together. And I'll look to the pool, and then I'll look to my right with Ashe standing next to me, and I'll hold out a hand for Ashe, and then whoever is closest to me on my left, maybe Theo, I'll hold out the other hand.
Ashe will take him.
Theo will hesitate for a moment. Take it as well.
And I'll wait for everyone else to then clasp hands.
I'll hold out my hand to Thyra.
And mine to Hailstorm.
Take it.
Thyra takes it, but I feel like at the mention of traversing memories and stuff, you see a very closed off Thyra.
You feel her hand is pretty cold right now. But Grenund grabs, gently grasps your other hand, Thyra. He extends his to Vichy, and Vichy to Hailstorm. As you all close around this pool, stepping in at about waist height, your hands gently resting on the surface of the water. As Gornund and Vichy close their eyes and begin a very soft incantation. As all of you feel the water around you warm, gently, then you watch as the surface of the water itself almost starts wrapping itself in your hands that were above the surface. Gently flowing up the sides of your body, not to an aggressive or suffocating degree, but as it just kind of starts beginning to coalesce around you. Between you all, the constellations shimmering in the water, you watch them gently move as it begins to glow again. The water around Thyra slightly frosting, but warming itself up as it moves again. As your grasps grow warm and even warmer. Thyra, for the first time in a while, your hands don't feel super cold. And you feel this, Theo, as her hands turn from icy to a nice... like there's like a soft heating pack between your hands.
We had an icy hot.
An icy hot.
That's
Just
an icy
wedged
hot,
in there. As you all feel a tug at your consciousness, there seems to be a semblance of who would like to volunteer first.
Right, gang.
Could always roll for it.
If there are no volunteers, we can roll.
Everyone's going for the dice.
Yeah.
Everyone grab a
rolling.
d20.
Alright.
What is it? Lowest goes first?
Lowest
Yeah.
will go first.
Lois goes first, and I got a
Jesus.
6.
I got
Got a 7.
a
Oh my
3.
Let's go!
I got a 1.
So Hailstorm got a
7.
1.
17.
So Hailstorm,
Seven-
Felix, Ashe.
Hailstorm got a... Wait, what?
Hailstorm got a
I
1.
rolled a 1.
Oh, right.
Hailstorm, Felix, Ashe, Theo.
So my brain also explodes. It's not just my memory.
Yeah.
It's my entire conscious being just ceases to
So
exist.
Hailstorm, Ashe...
I'm so
Hailstorm,
confused what this is
Felix,
supposed to
So,
be.
Ashe,
oh my god,
Theo.
Felix.
Thyra.
I still don't know what this is supposed to be.
It's the thing Anneka and I came up with. It's gonna be
Thing.
really cool.
It's a thing. I would call it a thing, yeah.
It is a thing.
It's gonna be really cool.
So, Hailstorm. You feel a familiar memory wash over you. The rest of you see a dim scene. Although within your recent travels, oddly familiar. A shoddy space. Brick walls. Debris covering the floor. dim moonlight beaming through a window of what looks to be a small warehouse of sorts. Windows on the bottom floor blown out by fighting or weather. Doors removed off the hinges. A clearly abandoned place. Silent outside of the walls, far from any other signs of life. That is, anyone outside of the people currently in the space. You're looking through Hailstorm's eyes. You see her silver skin, glistening with sweat and blood. Beside her, various figures. Before her, a line of veiled, shadowed figures, wearing some sort of vestige. Hard to make out against the moonlight. All holding a sort of long, cylindrical weapon. Hailstorm, would you mind describing what you see beyond this point and what you feel?
I need
What
to
your
know.
thoughts are?
Can they read my thoughts? Can they hear the thoughts?
In a sense, and you're able to communicate verbally with them as you do this as well, if you wish to speak anything aloud.
I can speak to the party.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But the rest of you begin feeling what's going through Hailstorm in this moment.
I would imagine it's... You would hear the most audible heartbeat ever. Of just dum dum, dum dum, dum dum, over and over and over again. Walking out of this warehouse. And there's just suddenly a white flash of light. Blinding the eye in the darkness. As she looks down this little row for a moment before suddenly you can all feel a physical shove from behind as she's pushed forward. And she's suddenly looking down a line of people right next to her, shoulder to shoulder. And she looks down the... She looks at another tiefling, older one. And a tabaxi. And another human. She just looks down at... So this is it. We're not even going to try. Is what you hear her say out loud, like in the memory.
The rest of you see and hear the older tiefling man reply. We fought. We lost. Now we rest. Wear it with pride. You hear murmuring from down the line. Never thought this is how it would end. And another. So be it.
And it just returns to that heartbeat, that dum dum, as Hailstorm's eyes look back towards the light. And she can't even really look at it before it's just nothingness.
You'll feel the moonlight beaming in onto you.
And when the nothingness, it's like for a few seconds before the heartbeat again, dum 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 dum, very loudly, and she's breathing incredibly heavily. I don't entirely know how, if they're feeling through Hailstorm or they're feeling through. So it's suddenly your chest, like you're being crushed under weight. Hundreds of pounds of weight just on top of you. And she sort of has to push herself out. And there's this immense, sharp pain in your shoulder. Intense. The most severe, like you've been stabbed by a knife directly into it. And as she rolls her way out of it, she stands up, looks at her shoulder to see a ginormous gash where a bullet had entered. And she turns around and looks down. All of those people she was standing next to lay in a mass grave.
Almost too quickly to realize, as the blunt or the deafening sound of Hailstorm's heartbeat and breathing in the panic building, unable to recognize the line of figures before her, raise these weapons and fire. Now feel your back against a cold ground. The adrenaline surging, almost unable to feel the pain for a moment before that dull throbbing in the shoulder where blood begins to trickle out. Figures beside you, laying still.
And she looks specifically at the older tiefling, the exact same eye color, who had the exact same eye color, skin color, hair color as Hailstorm. You feel no wetness in the eye, but you do feel yourself reach down and grab his holster. Grab whatever remaining rounds are in his pocket. And with no tears or no anything, simply turn and start walking down the hallway or down the alleyway with a loaded gun in her hand.
A sort of dizziness takes that feeling as it begins to blur, and from there you feel faint flashes, hear explosions in the distance. Quick memories zipping by in a massive blur. But this place in the rest of your conscious minds is very familiar. Waycrest. Different area of the city, which you were before, but imperial nonetheless. The memory subsides. And a similar environment emerges again. No longer in a city, but in a countryside. Amongst the woods. You feel the clamoring of horse hooves galloping. Felix. You have an understanding that this is you. Yet you have no recollection of this ever occurring. Horseback. Wearing a darkened outfit. You feel a figure riding alongside you. You all see, as Felix's vision turns towards the second figure, a slightly older than him woman. Shoulder length, choppy hair, paler skin, blue eyes, with a rifle attached to the back. Felix, you recognize this to be Aster, your older sister. Eldest sister. You seem to be in casual conversation with her about some cute girls that you guys saw in the city past. Nothing inherently vicious about it. Although you do seem like you have a destination at the moment, it's a nice moment of respite. What would you be feeling riding alongside your sister?
Freedom. Togetherness. Nostalgic. And a very strong, maybe almost primal grasping for this memory. Or it to feel more real.
And it does feel real. You've lived this. And while consciously, again, you may understand that you've never remembered this in the past, or up to this point. In the moment, you know exactly what happens. Reliving it vividly. You see her smile and chuckle over at you. You should have been more open with them, I think. Would have done you some good.
I still just don't feel like I'm there yet. I don't know, I'm not really confident around them.
Well, maybe I can teach you a few things. You know, play wingman for a while.
They just seem to flock to you so easily. Make it seem so easy.
I'm a bit of a lady killer, I'll say that.
I know. Not to the desire of father, that's for sure.
Oh no. God's so caught up in his work nowadays.
He is. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on. Can't blame him.
Yeah. I hope this will be past us soon.
I sure hope so. Are we getting close?
I think, yeah, right up there. She points ahead. Past this little sparse patch of trees, you see another field of this orangey brown grass, and amongst it a small shack of sorts. A light flickering inside, light curtains slightly obscuring the windows. A small plume of smoke coming from the chimney. A very quaint little place. You see some chickens in a pen outside. Beyond, you see a silver line across the horizon. The moon gently reflecting off of the ocean in the far distance beyond this. You continue trotting through, slowing your pace a bit. Horses kicking up this crimson-colored dirt beneath the grass. As you gently approach and dismount. Well, I think she should be in here. Come on.
All right. Let's get this over with.
You approach softly, Aster kind of beckoning you to tread carefully, sort of scanning the area. How about go on back just to make sure nothing fishy happens?
Makes sense.
All right. Go on. You.
Be careful.
You as well. You see the vision through Felix's eyes still. Coasting around the rear end of this house. The moonlight still gently illuminating the entire area. Eventually you peer in through a back window. You're able to begin to gently pry it open. As you hear, beyond the curtained window. The front door open, creaking gently as a slight footstep enters the room. Opening the window a bit more, pushing the curtain slightly back, you see Aster raise the rifle towards his figure. An older woman, laying in bed, sleeping. Dark, tan skin, strong face. Long, dark hair, braided to the side. Before you can recognize who this figure is, Aster pulls the trigger. A large flash and a deafening bang echoes within the space. Before you could even step foot back into the house through the window, you see a familiar figure lying still. Coco. Mother of Nadi and Sonia. Presently, through this vision, feel a sense of relief that nothing went wrong. Felix, as you rewatch this vision, what do you feel?
Oh boy. Rage. Deep-seated rage. The feeling of being behind bars and not being able to break out of it to stop what's happening. Maybe for those who've seen Interstellar, it's the scene where he sees himself back in time trying to stop himself from leaving Murph. Looking back at this memory, screaming out to myself to stop it from happening. Banging at the walls of this memory. And just a deep sadness.
See, Aster kind of lowers her rifle. Well, that certainly made it easy.
Better to be efficient.
You're absolutely right.
Weeding out the weak.
The traitors, the scum, you know.
Getting what they deserve.
Getting what they deserve.
There's still more rats in the shadows.
Yeah, if only we can find her 2 baby rats, that'd be quite a win.
Can't imagine they're too far behind her, nodding towards the body.
Should keep an eye out. Maybe in Cold Tide, not too far from here. Maybe somebody stepped by to pay her a visit.
It's possible. Could keep an ear to the ground.
Exactly. Get some bonus points with your favorite mentor if we got all 3 in the same run.
Oh, stop.
You know you're his favorite, right?
It's only because I'm the best.
That you are. Not until I rank up my count as well. Almost
you
caught
can
up?
try. But there's
I'm
no
almost
need to
caught
get
up.
jealous. There's no need to get jealous. You already have the title of being the oldest among us. I could have this
It's
one.
true. Oh, I guess you're right.
It's all right. There's no shame in being the runner-up.
Well, we'll see how far that gets us. When it's all said and done.
Guess we will. I'll see you at the finish line.
Try not to trip you up on the way there.
I've got my tricks.
Always been a sneaky one. Well, better not linger in with the cadaver.
Right. It's already starting to really stink up the place.
Let's get going.
Yeah.
Got a beautiful, quaint seaside village to go hunt around.
It's good to be back on the hunt.
It is. This far from them, just open roads, no one to whisper down our shoulders every minute.
Exactly.
Anneka.
We have free reign.
Exactly.
Makes it more exciting.
Wonder how the other two are doing. All cooped up
Ah.
back in headquarters by themselves.
They are probably bored out of their minds. I know Henry is probably throwing a tantrum.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they got sent up north.
Oh. No, even worse.
You're right. Taking that boat trip is awful. Well.
Like you said.
Saddle up. Oh.
Yep, best not linger.
Yeah. Let's get going.
After you, dear sister.
Thank you. She unties her horse from the fence post, hops on, nods her head for you to follow.
And I do.
And you all watch as Felix and Aster continue trekking southwest through lots of open oceanside fields of soft waving grass, speckled with wildflowers. Riding for miles and miles, eventually passing this old cemetery of sorts. Aster kind of slows a bit and looks over it all, inspecting for movement before continuing forward. You watch as the memory just plays out. A beautiful moonlit horse ride along the open ocean, continuing to make that light conversation, playful banter between the siblings. Continuing as if nothing ever happened. That memory begins to fizzle out as well, listening to the distant crashing of the waves and the soft wind blowing through, the footfalls of the horses as they trot along. And as we fade into Ashe, that's where we can end the session for tonight. And we'll pick up with the last 3 next week.
I have so much hate in my soul right now.
You can keep going.